That's not cute. Hello everyone, it is barely 7 a.m. right now. I am getting ready to go to New York again for the day, but I wanted to try and start uploading a little bit more consistently now. So here I am at 6:41 a.m. filming a video. So I wanted to show you my go-to makeup look. Usually I try to switch up my makeup routine or just try something different when I go to work, just so I don't look the same every single day, but sometimes I get lazy and I don't feel like doing or being creative. I'm just gonna go ahead and get on with this because I have to keep track of time right now. So hopefully I don't make myself late. Alright, so first thing, I always use this product. It's the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Complexion Primer. It's just a really nice smoothing base. My foundation lately, I guess since I just turned 23, has been settling into my smile lines a lot more. So I just have to take the precautions and put it on those areas. For foundation, I mix my foundations a lot of the times. I guess I just like can't find a perfect foundation. I don't know. So recently I've been using the NARS, what is this? Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation in the shade something. I'll put it down below. I don't know how to pronounce that. And this is the L'Oreal True Match in N3 Natural Buff. So I've just been mixing these two, and I actually like that. This is a little bit too yellow for me, and then even though this is neutral, sometimes it pulls pink. It's weird. So they create a really nice neutral base. Don't come for my foundation color. It all makes sense in the end. It looks a little crazy right now. And I don't even want to know what it looks like on camera. Now for concealer, I'm going to use the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. This is in the shade Swan. And I just like to put it under my eyes, on my chin, my forehead, and then down my nose. And if I feel like I need it, I will put it around my mouth a little bit more. But I don't like to put too much on it first. I like to build. I feel like before I used to just like slap on, I mean, this might be a lot to some people, but I used to slap on even more than this and then try and blend it out really quickly, and it would be a nightmare. This is just more concealer I'm putting on my eyes. Lately, I haven't been using any kind of paint pot or like specific eye primer. It's just easier just to go back in with your same concealer and set it nicely. It's basically the same thing. If I'm not doing clients or anything like that, I would definitely use an eye base. But for me, I really don't care too much. So just gonna blend in that concealer on my eye. So to set everything, all the high points, I'm gonna use the Maybelline Loose Powder in 05 Fair. And just on my Still Damp Beauty Blender, I'm gonna pat that under my eyes. I've been using this powder for what seems like forever, and I don't think I'll ever switch, just because, at least I'll never switch what I set my under eyes with, because this just sets everything so nicely that it looks like airbrushed, and also it fills in pores at the same time. It's crazy. So now that I look like a crazy ghost woman, I'm going to set my eyes with the Maybelline powder. I am so tired right now, like incredibly tired. I planned on going to bed early last night, but then Ariana Grande released Thank You Next. And I mean, I'm not ashamed to say, but definitely cannot believe that I stayed up until like 1:30 listening to that song over and over again. Not my proudest moment, but like, I don't regret it. So let's jump into eyes. I'm going to use the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. I like this palette. I like this palette. I just don't understand some of the shades. This one doesn't work unless I'm using it wrong and it's like user error. This I was so stoked about, and I feel like there's no color payoff. You have to really dig in there, and I feel like there's just a couple sparkles. This color is really nice. This whole row of shades is really nice after I just dug my friggin' brush in it. Like I said, I like the top row a lot, and that's usually what I use. So what I recommend, if you have a palette that looks like this, no. But if you really like this brand and you like the color story, but don't mind that a couple of the shadows are trash, that's mean, are not useful, then go for it. So I'm gonna take the color Musk on a Morphe M441, and I'm just gonna throw this in my crease. I really like this because it's like a contour shade. So I focus the shade in the crease, and then I start to bring it right on this outer corner, and I'm just like buffing this in. Now that we have that shade down, I'm going to go into the color Amber. It is a really nice warm tone color, and I'm going to focus that just on the outer parts that I blended with the same brush. I usually don't have time to be like switching brushes while I get ready for work or just the day because I'm always late. And I feel like that just created a lot of depth, and it looks a lot more blended now that there's two shades instead of one. So sometimes I'll put a shimmer if I'm really feeling myself, but the majority of the time I just leave it completely matte because again, I'm rushing and I just don't have time. So I'm gonna take this Wet n Wild fluffy blending brush and going into this dark brown shade, and I'm just gonna focus this on the outer corner and just blending it into the inner quarter. So there's like a nice transition, but I'm still keeping that kind of like cat eye shape. It's not anything too severe, but enough to just elongate my eye. Alright, so we're basically done for eyeshadow. I'll do the lower lash line after I do the rest of my face. Let's move on to powdering. I'm going to be a lot more stressed out, as I just remembered, on the train specifically. Because, oh god, there's powder everywhere. Because Ariana Grande pre-sale for her tour goes on at 10 a.m. So I'm gonna be on the train. Thankfully, I have my credit card info already saved on my phone, and I'm already like logged in. So hopefully I get tickets. I want to get some sort of floor level. I don't know how her venues are going to be set up. I really hope it's not like GA standing. People scare me at concerts where you're in GA. They're like ruthless, so I'm not down to do that. For bronzing, I'm going to use my tried and true. This is the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. It smells amazing. I'm gonna take this Wet n Wild, I think it's technically a blush brush, but we don't follow the rules here. So I'm just gonna bronze up my 5 head and bronze up around my face. This is like a transition color for your contour. I recommend doing like a nice neutral colored bronzer before going in with contour, just so it blends a lot better and it doesn't look like poop on your face. Now we're going to contour a bit. I've tried to steer away from severe contouring as of recently, but I do use the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit in light to medium. Honestly, I didn't really know the hype or cared about the hype, I guess. I always really liked my Kat Von D contour palette, but I ran out of that and I wanted to try this, so why not? I'm gonna take this cool tone shade on a Zoeva sheer cheek brush. Sorry, don't be grossed out by my brushes. I only use them on myself. Oh, that's not correct. I put too much on my brush. That's just how today is going. Am I surprised? No. Don't worry. We're too tired to freak out right now. We're zen. We're blending, closing my eyes. Alright. It looks bad, but we're gonna thrive still. How does this look? Bad? Love it. Love that. Let's move on to blush, shall we? Recently, I've been using the shade Rose d'Oro. Using the Shade and Light brush from Kat Von D, I'm going to use the light side. I start at the apples and work my way back. I don't really like matte blushes. I like these luminous ones. It's almost just like a pinky highlighter. But I really like it. For highlight, I've been layering because clearly I'm bougie. First, I'm going to use the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek. On the Cusp is the shade name. This was the collaboration with Kathleen Lights and ColourPop, clearly. It's super pretty. It has the nicest consistency. I used to not know how to use these Super Shock cheek highlighters, but I've found a method to my madness, and this is what I put on first. I really like the texture of these because it blends right into your skin, just like melts like butter. I've been really liking highlighter like right between my eyebrows. I feel like I've done that for a little while and it just makes sense to me. I don't really know why. Some of my brow bone. If like 2014 or like 2015 me knew that I was putting my highlighter on with my fingers, I think she would cry. So I'm taking a Morphe M5 110 and I'm like swirling it around the pot just to get a little bit. And then it's crazy. Let's do eyebrows. I'm using the Brow Stylist Definer by L'Oreal in the shade Brunette, even though I am not a brunette. They don't have a really good selection of colors. I only ever see super blonde and brunette. I just kind of try and follow my shape. I only really fill in underneath and like a little bit in the front and tail end. I don't know what's been wrong with me. I don't like to do the, not that I did an Instagram brow before, but I feel like it was just a lot more structured. And now I just don't care. I like the fluffy look. And that's why I use like brow plumpers such as this one from L'Oreal or the Boy Brow by Glossier, which I've been like obsessed with recently, which I'm gonna use today. It just makes all the difference. If you just fill in a little bit of your brow and then use one of those, it like changes the game. So that's one brow almost done. And all I do to finish off the shape is I take a angled brush. This one is just from Zoeva. And I just push what product I filled in the front of my brow. And I just blend it up to the front. So there's a nice gradient and it's not so boxy. I'm gonna fill in the other one off camera and I will be right back. Oh, Did I look like this for the whole video? So I'm not done jamming out yet, but I just want to tell you what I'm going to use on my lower lash line. Same shadows as I did on the top. I'm going to start with Musk. I don't know if you can even see this, but I'm going to start with Musk. Then I'm going to blend Amber into it in the mix, and then that last chocolatey shade, I'm going to blend it like right on the outer part. Alright, before I get like copyrighted, let's pause that real quick. So I just did my lower lash line. Before I do my mascara and then like my finishing highlighter and lip, I'm gonna spray the Glam Glow Glow Setter makeup setting spray just so my powder highlight goes on like really nicely. I already curled my lashes, but I'm gonna use the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. I've been using this for what feels like my whole entire life, like since I came out the womb. This mascara is really nice to hold your lashes after they've been curled. I find that any other mascara, it looks good right when I put it on, but then as the day goes on, it kind of like becomes sad and goes straight. And I don't even really have straight eyelashes, but I guess mascara weighs it down. And this makes my lashes not look clumpy, but definitely more volumized. I'm also gonna put some mascara on my lower lashes. Usually I can tell when I forget to do this because I'll be walking around the salon or just somewhere and somebody will be like, "Are you tired?" And I'm like, well, yes, but it's also because I don't have anything on my lower lash line. For lips, I go between recently using the Fenty Beauty Unveil Stunna Lip Paint. If you have seen a video of mine before, you will know that I love brown nudes like this. So I've gone between that and the Glossier Generation G, I believe it's called. Generation G Leo lipstick. This is just like a sheer lipstick. That's honestly all it is. Looks like that. And when I wear this lipstick, which I am gonna wear this one today, I use the MAC lip liner. Can you tell that I like this? It's in the shade Strip Down. I'm gonna lightly line my lips and fill in with the Generation G lipstick in Leo. These wear really nicely, these Glossier lipsticks, because they're not like so fully pigmented that you can start to see where it's fading. They fade really nicely throughout the day. Almost done. Let's do our last powder highlighter. I'm gonna take the same highlighting brush, the Morphe M510 that I used for the ColourPop one, and the mirror I've been using is from this Dirty Kylie and Kris Jenner collection, and I'm just gonna use a mixture of these two top ones and just throw it on my cheek, even though my highlight is already pretty strong. I feel like this just makes me feel better that I can set it. And I just kind of veil it over my skin wherever else I put it. Alright, so this is it. This is the final look. This is my go-to makeup look for work, everyday situation. It is currently 7:32, and I need to get going. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it as always, even though I was dead tired this morning. Make sure to subscribe if you would like. I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.